Raise your hand if you can't hear her. Yeah, if you can't hear me, yikes, put your hand up. Good afternoon, members, gardeners, and invited guests. My name is Dottie Bailey, Vice President of the Asheville Garden Club. Along with me is Kime, Treasurer of the Asheville Garden Club. We are delighted to share with you a brief history of 100 years of the Asheville Garden Club. On September 5th, 1923, 19 women and 1 man met at the Chamber of Commerce to organize the Asheville Garden Club, which at one time had as many as 95 members. In 1925, we were one of the 5 charter members who met in Winston-Salem to form the club. Yeah, the Asheville Garden Club of North Carolina. Named Club of the Year, we received a $1,000 reward. Gardening was growing. Home gardening was intense and civic-minded. Asheville Garden Club was instrumental in restoring the old Newton Academy Cemetery before turning care over to the city of Asheville. Another early project saw us planting 1,000 dogwoods along Merriman Ave, College, and Haywood Streets. In another project, we planted shrubs and flowers at area schools and churches. For well over 40 years, we have gathered greens and made wreaths and decorated the Asheville sanitation trucks, which continues to this day. And as a little side note, one afternoon when we had put all the red bows on and all the wreaths, and down the street in Kenilworth comes the sanitation truck. So not even thinking, in my bathrobe and whatever else I had on, I ran out. Can you hear me? Can you now? Okay, I'll try. So I ran out and stood in front of the sanitation truck, much to the horror of the gentleman behind the wheel. And I thought, oh God, 9:30 in the morning, who's this crazy lady? So I said to him, good morning. I said, what do you think about that wreath on your truck? He kind of looked at me. He said, well, I guess I like it. I didn't give it much thought. I said, well, I belong to the Asheville Garden Club, and we are delighted to put those on the truck for you. So I asked him if I could take a picture of him so we could put it in our yearbook. And of course, he said yes. Then I had to find the gentleman when it came time to put it in the book, because you have to have his consent.
Oh.
And I thought, if I've got his picture in the Asheville yearbook, and somebody says, oh, I saw you in the Garden Club booklet, I thought, oh my gosh. So that was a bit of a kerfuffle. But we've enjoyed doing that, and to this day we do that. And it is one of our, big donation projects, and they need to be recognized. It's fun to see them, and they certainly enjoy it. So that tickles us to do that. Okay, where was I? In the late 50s, Asheville Garden Club convinced the president of Asheville Biltmore College, now UNCA, to set aside a section of land for what has become the well-established botanical gardens at Asheville. Throughout the years, Asheville Garden Club member of the South Atlantic region has won numerous awards on national, regional, and state levels. We have hosted the National Garden Clubs twice, and the Garden Clubs of North Carolina 6 times. We continue to support various gardening activities, including botanical gardens at Asheville, Greenworks, Tomorrow's Legacy, made up of the Daniel Boone Native Gardens in Boone, Martha Frank Fragrance Garden in Raleigh, the Elizabethan Gardens in Manteo, and Rosamond's Garden, the post office on Merriam Ave. And at this time, I will turn the rest of the presentation over to Ann Kime, our treasurer.
I liked your story. That was good. Now, can you hear me? Can you hear me, or would you want me to? I'll use this. I'll just use it. It's okay. And I think Dottie mentioned that we have helped at mentioned Rosema's Garden. Many of you know probably ride by and see if you go to the North Asheville post office. Rosema's Garden is that little triangle that's out in the front of the North Asheville. It's great. I think it's called Grace Post Office, but it's the North Asheville Post Office. It is our main hands-on project at this time. When the post office was new, which was before my time, there was that triangle that was planted with flowers by a few club members, and Jasmine and Peter Gentling, I think. I had to ask if he was here tonight because I have met him. But I think Rosema was the mother of Jasmine. And so I think they all got together and helped, some of the garden club members and Peter and Jasmine helped us to do that garden, but they did not intend to maintain it. So I don't know whether it fell to disarray for a little while, but the Asheville Garden Club took it on, and we have been maintaining that garden for quite some time. We have been trying to get it to a more manageable garden at this time. It sort of got overgrown, I think, and our chairman has really worked very hard at it. It's like anything else. Not everybody participates, but those who do, I know you know that too, work really hard at it. And so with the help of Greenworks, we are really getting it to become a pollinator garden. And it will be one of the Bee City USA gardens. But it is really it's a nice little spot, and we now say to ourselves, oh my goodness, it says on there, sponsored by the Asheville Garden Club, I think it says. And we think we better get it looking good, because otherwise our name's not too good. We have also filled, one of the other hands-on things we've done is to fill shoe boxes at Christmas for Meals on Wheels to give to their clients. But they're mainly the things that we have done hands-on over the years. COVID did to us what I know it did to you all. We didn't meet for over a year, and we didn't have any. Some clubs had some Zoom meetings. We never had any of those. So previous members lost interest, and our membership shrunk to 14 after Dottie says we had as many as 95 at one time. Not in my time, but we did have that many at one point. Our first goal after COVID was to back up to do the community service projects we had done before. We're now looking for younger people to help our older members who have done the work over the years. We're working on that. That's a big project right now. Membership is one of our big projects. Since times, and I think I've heard that from some of you all too, we've tried to see what we could do to entice members, maybe change a date of a meeting, change the time of the meeting. Now you meet at lunchtime, I know, and we meet at 10 o'clock in the morning, and young people are going to work, so we can't really get those people. But we would be willing to get some new younger members, because we would also like to have some new ideas and ways of doing things. We want to educate ourselves, but we also want to share that education with as many people as we can. Our main fundraiser is selling of Christmas wreaths. Most of our customers are repeat customers and by word of mouth, but they've been doing that for, well, I've been here 15, I came in 9, almost 15 years, I guess I would say. And they were doing it long before that. And again, that was one of the things where they would also do the trucks, the trash trucks with some of the wreaths that we would that was our contribution part. But we do make enough money to give some contributions away. Recently, we've been giving to Black Mountain Home for Children, Elida Home for Children, Bountiful Cities. Are you all familiar with Bountiful Cities? It's an organization in Asheville that is like an umbrella for a lot of different gardens all over helping people and giving away food, but also some of the gardens have been, like in Shiloh, there's a garden and they manage their own, but they're under the umbrella of this Bountiful City. So we have been giving good contributions to them because it sort of covers, and they also do a lot of work with the schools. So that's another way for us to be able to do that without actually doing with our little, I guess we're up to 19 members now, we're working on it. But, so this is a way that we can contribute. This year, well actually one of the other things is the bridge at the Botanical Gardens. Who knows that one? Do you know where that bridge is? It's been a mystery. Somebody's shaking his head. It's a mystery to me. I can't picture where it is, but we have contributed to that fund. And I just read in the most recent newsletter that it's about to be finished. And
I think that's Lake Lure or September.
no, it's right. It's on the garden. It's on the. It's in the Botanical Gardens of Asheville.
Oh,
it's a bridge over something. See, and I just don't recognize. I'm not sure where it is. Where is it? Somebody, you know where it is? Do you know where it is? Okay. Well, I've been there so many times. In fact, we used to meet there. But I don't remember where that bridge is. But it's supposed to be finished, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the finished product at this point. This year, we also did give to Dottie Taught Me That. Does anybody here know of them? I think, okay, good. We had done that before, but I think it had been some publicity about the city giving them a building to work in, to do some of their work with their young gentlemen. And so we thought it would be a nice way to just change and give some of our money to them as well. I will say then that September 5th, as Dottie mentioned, 2023, a member of our club in our honor will make us sponsor day of sponsor, I guess is what you call it, the day sponsor of BPR for our 100th anniversary. So if you're listening to the radio that day on September 5th, there should be 3 times during the day, I understand, where they will acknowledge and say a few words about the 100 years of the Asheville Garden Club. We will also celebrate ourselves, our 100th, at our Christmas luncheon on December 6th, where we will invite our previous members, and hopefully the mayor will come and join us as well. I look forward to the Asheville Garden Club continuing its service to the community of Asheville for years to come, as you all do. And I hope we can find more projects to work on together. We each have our own specialties, but I think that we could join together and make an even bigger impact on our community if we did some things together. It would be really fun. I think it's time for you all now to come back to our meeting and talk about the things that you do. I think I made a trip out to your Hort Center. Is that what you call it? Horticultural Center. I think some of us went out there to visit once, but you all do a lot of work. We're looking for those younger people now to do the work. Yes, I know. That's what I say. We're all doing the same thing. So I think it would be a great thing if we could do some projects together. I think at one point we talked about trying to get a council together again of the garden clubs around Asheville so we could share and learn from each other and then be able to share in the community as well. That didn't happen, but I think we could still work on it. I want to thank you for having us. We are delighted to have been here. Thank you.